The Tony Elumelu Foundation's Entrepreneurship program is no doubt a leading philanthropy organization in Africa, empowering young entrepreneurs across all 54 African countries. Since 2015, the foundation has empowered 15,847 African entrepreneurs with non-returnable seed capital of $5,000 each. Conducting 12 weeks of business management training granted entrepreneurs access to experienced mentors and offer their membership to Africa's largest entrepreneurial ecosystem. TEF has been regarded to be one of the largest private sector responses to driving the economic recovery of African youth, women and SMEs, given the effects of COVID-19 pandemic across Africa, with beneficiaries starting and growing trailblazing businesses that have collectively created over 400,000 direct and indirect jobs. I introduced her earlier. Yes, she's live in the studio. She's the CEO, Chief Executive Officer of the Tony Elumelu Foundation, Mrs. Ifeyinwa Ugochukwu. Good afternoon. It's good to have you in the studio.
Good afternoon. Thank you for having me.
Yes, like I said in my introduction, this is a leading philanthropy empowering African entrepreneurs. Everyone talks about TEF everywhere, but tell us about the journey so far.
I think you've said it all. The Tony Elumelu Foundation obviously was started in 2010 by our founder, Mr. Elumelu. And he always says that he is a product of luck. And so in 2015, after 5 years of engaging in individual projects to empower people, he realized that what he needs to do is to spread entrepreneurship across the continent, because it is a surefire way of catalyzing economic development on our continent. And so, whilst we know that luck is not arbitrary, luck is opportunity meets preparedness. So the Tony Elumelu Foundation Entrepreneurship Program is that opportunity. But it's up to the young entrepreneur all over Nigeria, all over Africa, to be prepared for this opportunity. And that is why January 1st, we open our application portal, tefconnect.net, and entrepreneurs are encouraged to go and apply. Tell us about your business ideas. Tell us about your dreams. Tell us about what you started. And once you qualify, then you have access to world-class training, mentoring. There's nothing like somebody who's walked the road you're trying to walk to hold your hand and show you the landmines. And of course, the most important, seed capital funding. We all know that in Africa, most people do not have friends, family, or fools that they can get the minimum $5,000 that you need to start your business. Sure. And that is why we're playing at the bottom of the pyramid, because the institutional financial organizations are not there.
Indeed, in 2021, figures shows that $24.75 million was disbursed to about 5,000 African entrepreneurs. Now, can you share additional details about this figure? To me, it's a landmark disbursement.
Yes, it is the largest in the history of the foundation.
Wow.
When we started, we were the sole participants in our entrepreneurship program. And every year, following the training and the mentoring, entrepreneurs would receive $5,000. So we'd select 1,000 from all those who apply, and they each get $5,000. That's $5 million direct from the pocket of the foundation. But when we saw the sheer magnitude of the number of applications and the need amongst our youth is our future. Our youth is the secret of why Africa is the most coveted continent on the planet right now. And so 400,000 of them applied between 2021 and 2022. And our 1,000 is barely scratching the surface. So since 2017, we've opened the entrepreneurship program up to partners. Partners such as the European Union, United Nations Development Program, partners such as the ICRC, Google, and that is why we're able to make the figure up to $24.5 million, because they're supporting additional entrepreneurs on the entrepreneurship program. I must say as well that once you have completed the training and you have gotten your seed capital, that's not where the journey ends. It's a lifelong partnership. We have a very robust alumni engagement pillar, because we believe that monitoring and evaluation is critical. If we do not know what works and what doesn't work, how will we improve? How will we also see who's succeeding and who's not, and what do they need to help them? And I also want to commend the Nigerian government, because through the Nigerian Expert Promotion Commission under the leadership of Mr. Segun Awolowo, they also contributed 400 million naira to existing alumni who are into exports. And so you see that the journey is not just taking them from startup, but taking them from startup to IPO. We want to see the unicorns coming out of Africa fast and furious.
NEPC has been in the forefront of anything that has
They
to do
have.
with pushing.
They have.
I can attest to that.
They have.
In 2021, 68% of the beneficiaries were women. I want to understand, can you share why you're particular, and you're a woman, focusing on bridging this gender divide?
Well, I will also share another secret with your data that almost 85% of the foundation is women.
Wow.
So the foundation is run most majority by women. But so we're not trying to create a gender bias on the other side. Let's hope that in 5 years' time we'll not have men looking for gender equality. But you know that women have been marginalized across the globe, especially in Africa. You know, we're coming from 100 years ago, women could not own property. Women were not known to own businesses. And we still see that as a setback, because when you look at the books of financial institutions, women make up a paltry 10% of those they're giving out loans to. So there's a massive gap in terms of access to financial capital for women as compared to their male counterparts. Yeah. And that's why we decided to focus on gender inclusivity and make it a targeted effort to ensure that more women are empowered. Because when you empower a woman, you empower a nation. And so we worked with EU and Google, who their funding went specifically and solely to women. Again, we are going to do the same thing this year, so calling out to all women out there to ensure that you apply www.tefconnect.net, because the opportunities are there waiting. You simply have to grab it.
So when you empower a woman, you empower a nation, right?
Correct.
When you empower a man, you empower a continent. Oh, right? No,
well, that's to be debated.
Of course, it has to be debated. But now, you're already talking about the application. I wanted to ask you, that was my next question, that clearly explained to Nigerians, no, Africans, not even Nigerians now, because they're watching us everywhere, even in the UK and everywhere. So just tell us, how can entrepreneurs apply clearly for the 2022 TEF Entrepreneurship Program?
So it's very simple. When you go to the net platform, www.tefconnect.net, you register. So you register, you will get a verification email, and then you have an application form to fill.
Okay.
And that application form is simply asking you about your business. And remember that whether you own an existing business or it's still an idea, you are eligible to apply. Similarly, the only reason you have to be an African, and you have to have your business in Africa. You don't have to be living in Africa, even though it's preferable. So once you apply, then you will now be categorized for training. So we've decided, since COVID pandemic, to offer this training to many more entrepreneurs, because entrepreneurs need training, they need capacity building, they need upskilling. It's not just about the funding. We believe that funding and training are two sides of the same coin. If you fund and you don't train, you're throwing money away. If you train and you don't fund, it's just theory. They need that seed capital to get their foot in the door, start the entrepreneurial journey. Without that capital, their brilliant ideas stay stuck in their head and they're not able to realize it.
So are there special types of entrepreneurs that are eligible to apply?
It's sector agnostic, so whatever type of business, as long as it's a legal business, you can apply. Typically, the highest performing sector is agriculture, which is a testament to how innovative young Africans are today. They understand the power of agri to transform this continent. Agriculture, year on year, is over 30%, the highest number of entrepreneurs are in agriculture. We also have a large number coming from tech entrepreneurs. I truly believe that tech entrepreneurs will transform our continent. We all know that the digital economy is real. The COVID pandemic has shown us that if you're not connected, you don't exist, literally. You know, so I also want to encourage African governments to prioritize connectivity in the rural areas. We should not leave any African behind. Each school should have access to internet. There shouldn't be any African child who does not know what it's like to scour the internet and develop your own ideas and see other people's ideas. So that is absolutely critical.
I was just thinking, before my next, I was thinking that you see all of these applications and all of that, and I see you're so impressed. Tell me, what's your assessment of the business ideas you see coming out left, right, and center? Are people so innovative and creative than what people think that no, people are not just no ideas anymore?
Oh no, I mean, the creativity for young Africans is mind-blowing, I have to say. Entrepreneurs are leveraging tech for all sorts of things. You see entrepreneurs in agriculture using drones drone technology. You understand? You see entrepreneurs who are creating prosthetics from 3D printing. You know, so Africa, we even have people, you know, manufacturing cars. Who would ever think that young entrepreneurs are manufacturing cars today? What we need to do is to give them capacity, to help them scale. And there is nothing that we see all over the world, China, America, that cannot be done in Africa. All our young people need is that training, is that support, training, mentoring, and seed capital disbursement. And that is exactly what we do at the Tony Elumelu Foundation. We're giving them, at the bottom of the pyramid, the opportunity to make their way up and create successes of their businesses. TEFconnect.net. That's the starting point.
So does this also covers all of Africa? All of Africa?
54 African countries. We have beneficiaries in all 54 African countries, even places that I didn't know existed. You know, Eritrea, Madagascar, all African countries have beneficiaries in our program.
Any challenges in selection, in all of this? Any challenges in all of the processes?
Of course. Is there anything that doesn't have challenges? So, you know, for us, it's that need to ensure absolute inclusivity. So one of the major challenges we have is the lack of access to connectivity. So you find that when we work with partners such as UNDP, who want to prioritize the Sahel regions of Africa, in rural areas where people do not have connectivity, there's that thing of, you see the desire, you see the commitment, you see the diligence and hard work, but then they are stopped because they don't have connectivity. So that's why I can't impress it enough on governments and private sector to make sure that Africa comes alive and joins the fourth industrial revolution. Of course, in terms of challenges, you know, we continue to ensure that all our entrepreneurs are monitored and that they actually apply the funds to the actual purpose that they're meant to apply. Of course, there's some who don't, but the point is, even for those who don't, we still do an impact assessment and we say, why? What was it about your situation that made you not able to use this capital to grow a business, to generate income and to create jobs? Because the learning from that will help us moving forward.
A lot of work.
It is a lot of work. It is a lot of work
here. You know, now you've made like Tony Elumelu Foundation has made indelible impact in lives of thousands. Yes, we see it live. It's everywhere. We know now. So let's now think of what the future holds as we move on. What more should we expect from this foundation?
Well, I think, you know, that saying of if it's not broken, don't fix it. We found a system that works. We found a system that has shown serious impact. 30 years ago, development finance in Africa used to be about aid, you know, giving food to the poor and, you know, doing things that didn't really have impact in terms of helping the people. It's not about a handout, it's about a hand up. Africa needs to be self-reliant. And we've seen that if you empower entrepreneurs, if you empower the small and medium enterprises, they have the power to not just solve the problems in their community, but the power to create all the jobs that Africa needs. So what we need to do is to create a job-creating mentality with our young people and not a job-seeking mentality. And that for us is what the future holds. We have, till to date, trained and funded 15,000 Africans across all 54 African countries. By year 2030, I want to see that number go up to 1.5 million Africans. Imagine the impact that would have. This 15,000 so far have created 400,000 direct and indirect jobs. Imagine if we had 1.5 million, what that would mean. So for us, the future is about scaling. And to scale is about partnerships. Partnerships with governments, partnership with development finance institutions, partnership with private sector. And Google is leading the trail because we have an amazing partnership with Google, and it shows just what can happen when two companies like-minded come together.
And it's really working for you. So what are companies or agencies you intend to partner with as we move on? all of the above.
You know, because, you know, CSR is a reality for every business in the world today.
It is.
The ESGs are important.
It is.
And we know that you need to spend your time on your bottom line, on your core business. So why not partner with people who can help you cover your bases in terms of ESG and CSR? So that's why for us, we do not select every single development finance institution, every government. In fact, we have partnered with some African governments like the Benin Republic, like Botswana, even a government in Nigeria, Anambra State government, also empowered citizens in their state.
Wow.
So the door is open, and partners should please come and join a tried and tested model for sure impact to build up our youth, because they are our future.
One more word about application as we wrap up. Tell Nigerians again about the application as we wrap up.
So,
the whole world.
luck is about opportunity meets preparedness. There's opportunity everywhere, especially at the Tony Elumelu Foundation. So click on www.tefconnect.net and apply, and your business can become a reality in no time. Of course, the training is critical, and your knowledge will improve. Thank you.
It's been nice talking to the Chief Executive Officer of the Tony Elumelu Foundation. I've been speaking to Mrs. Ifeyinwa Ugochukwu, bringing us up to speed with activities of TEF, what we should expect, and how you can apply and get benefits. You can do well when it comes to entrepreneur development across board. Thank you so much for spending your time with us. We appreciate this. We don't take it for granted coming to our studio live.
Thank you for having me.
All right then.